guys, it's Nick, and it's preview time for Czech Republic hockey? Yeah, that doesn't sound right. We're on a Blackhawks channel, so it must mean it's preview time for the Chicago Blackhawks in the Czech Republic, taking on the Philadelphia Flyers to get this season off and started for each team's first game of the regular season. So each team are coming in with a record of 0-0-0. So we expect some good hockey between each other, and I expect loud crowd in this stadium, host of the Sparta Prague. I expect loud fans over there because European hockey fans get loud like it's a miniature soccer game or football game. This should be a good matchup between these two teams. Between two teams that only play each other twice a year. Next game between them is later this month in the Madhouse on Madison. Sweet home Chicago United Center. Yes, but the Hawks are coming into this game after beating Ice Bear in Berlin, and the Philadelphia Flyers may be coming in kind of angry after losing to their team that they faced in the NHL Global Series Challenge from Switzerland. So I expect Philadelphia to come in angry. This game, though, is actually going to be taking place on the NHL-sized ice, so there's no European-sized ice in this game, so I'm happy about that because I do prefer the NHL rink. It's smaller and I'm used to seeing it. And the players are more used to playing on the NHL-sized ice. That being said, with there being an NHL debut of Dominik Kubalik playing in his home nation, that's something cool to see as well. Dominik Kubalik was acquired by the Blackhawks by a trade of a 5th-round pick to the LA Kings last year. The Hawks ended up signing him this offseason, and he is going to be making his NHL debut in his home nation, and that's really cool to see. He's going to be lined up with David Camp and Brandon Saad, I'm expecting to see, because they were lined up with each other on the same line in the preseason. So I expect that to be our third line to start this game off, or maybe Coach Colleton does something special for Kubalik and put him on the starting lineup with Taze and Kane just to get him started into the NHL to be on the first line for the first minutes of the season for the Chicago Blackhawks. That will be a cool move by Colleton if that actually happens. But for the first line, I do expect it to be Alex Nylander, Jonathan Taze, and Patrick Kane. Second line, I expect to see Alex DeBrincat, Dylan Strome, and Andrew Shaw. Third line, as I already said, Saad, Camp, and Kubalik. And the fourth line still is a toss-up in my mind. I still don't know. This game takes place tomorrow at 1 o'clock Central Time, 7 o'clock Czech Republic time. So, 6-hour difference. It's a night game in the Czech Republic. So, this should be a good matchup between these two teams. The Blackhawks versus Flyers. Two historic franchises in the NHL. One original 6 team, one of the class of 67 expansion. So, I am expecting some good hockey played in this game. Between the Hawks coming in off of a rough season, not making the playoffs 2 years in a row, but coming in angry to try and get back to playoff action, I can see the Hawks prevail in this game. Philadelphia, a young up-and-coming team. They missed the playoffs last year, and they made it 2 years ago. But this team is going to come in young, just angry that they lost to a team from Switzerland and missed the playoffs last year. So I'm expecting good hockey out of these two teams. In net, it's expected to be number 50, Corey Crawford. And for the Philadelphia Flyers, Carter Hart. And Carter Hart deserves his net. He was the one that got the Flyers noticeable last year after going through 7 goaltenders last year. Yeah, that was ridiculous seeing that team go through that many goalies. Well, the Hawks did it 2 years ago almost with how many goalies they did. But this should be a fun matchup between these two teams that don't get to face each other much, and it should be more hits in this game than it was against the European teams, because smaller ice surface, you get more hits. These are my keys for tomorrow's game. Get Kubalik in fast for his NHL debut. Get those stretch passes going from the defense all the way up to the offense. And get clean shots off, pass when you should pass, and shoot when you should shoot. And these are the keys for the Blackhawks for a good game, hopefully to win against Philadelphia. Philly has been that type of team over the years that's given the Blackhawks trouble. So, hopefully the Hawks can prevail. Legendary number 81 of the Chicago Blackhawks, Marian Hossa, will be at the game. Maybe just an appearance of Marian Hossa at the game might spark the team and play well. You can tell the Hawks have missed Hossa since he went down from his injury and last year being traded, his contract rights being traded over to the Arizona Coyotes. But Marian Hossa will be in the building, so that should be a way to get a spark built. Seeing you're one of the leaders of the 3 Stanley Cups come to the game to support on his team. That is awesome. I'm glad John McDonough and Rocky Wirtz invited Hossa to come see the Blackhawks play in the Czech Republic. Mainly because Marian Hossa is my favorite all-time NHL player. With this game taking place at night in the Czech Republic, daytime in the U.S., it's on a Friday. It's going to be weird timing. Not for the Czechs over there. They get actually to see an NHL game at a normal time. For the people in America and Canada, we get a game at 1 o'clock in a work day or a school day. Yeah, that's not fun. But it's alright. We get to watch some Blackhawks hockey again. Season's back, and it's great. So I'm going to give you my pick to click who's going to have a big game in tomorrow's action between the Blackhawks and Flyers. And I'm going to give it to number 8, Dominic Kubalik. Yes, I'm giving it to the kid making his NHL debut in his home nation. I just think it's really cool to see that the Blackhawks are going to give Kubalik his NHL debut in his home nation. So he'll have a lot of family at the game, friends at the game. It should be cool to see. So I'm going to give it to Kubalik. And hopefully he could score his NHL career first goal in the Czech Republic. That would be really cool to see. So in the comments down below, I want to hear who you have for your pick to click, who's going to have a big game. And what your thoughts are on the Blackhawks taking on Philadelphia and Prague, Czech Republic. So thank you for watching the broadcast. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And most of all, let's go Hawks!